Picture this. You're playing a volleyball match, and it's the semi-final of a summer tournament. You start the match hyped because you're playing the semi-final of the summer tournament. You have gotten so far where you're proving your skills, and so you go on with the match excited and ready to play. And 5 points go by and you're jumping up to a block for a easy ball that is not gonna get spiked or hit really hard. So you jump and you miss the ball, which is not bad because your team can receive it. So then while you're landing, you look back to see your team receiving, and when you land, you feel a sharp pain in your ankle. So you drop down because you don't want to get more injured than you already are. And then you stand up because you don't feel that sharp pain anymore. And then when you step on your foot, you feel like that ankle is gone. You feel like you can't really do anything. And what else do you see? You see a kid from the other team apologizing and your team looking worried. So you get sent out to the bench and just sit and wonder, will I get injured? Well, that's what happened to me. But before we continue, hi, I'm Obi, and I'm here to guide you through your student-athlete journey by sharing experiences from my own student-athlete journey. Well, as I said, I got injured. I landed on the other kid's foot, and, well, my ankle rolled and I just felt that sharp pain and just dropped because I didn't want to get really badly injured. And I really got lucky because I only got a sprain that will last, that the doctor said would give me 6 weeks of mandatory rest with the crutches and no applying weight to my ankle for the 6 weeks. And even though it's bad, because I won't play for 6 weeks, it's the best out of circumstance out of everything, because even though I don't get to play the final, I will still get to play volleyball further ahead. And I didn't get like 6 months or even a year off of training or anything, plus rehab, just because I rolled my ankle. And as a student athlete, it brings to my mind the question, what am I gonna do now that I can't play? I can't perform my athlete activities anymore. Well, let me tell you that you're still a student athlete. You still have to focus, and this goes to myself as well. You still have to focus on your grades because that's one of your top priorities. And even though you can't do the other one of your top priorities, you still have a commitment with it. And you might be asking, what commitment do I have with it if I'm injured and I can't play? Well, you should do what the doctor told you to do because you want to play again. You're a student athlete. Your life depends on you playing sports because it's your lifestyle. And if you want to keep that lifestyle, you have to commit to what the doctor said. As in the same way you have committed to actually playing your sport seriously, you have to commit to listening to the doctor and do whatever he told you to do. My doctor told me, you have this 6 weeks to sit out. No applying pressure to your ankle, no testing it. Like, let me see if I can play Sunday, because the Sunday is the final and I'll just play and then I'll go back on rest to recover. No. And you might be asking, why? I'm just smart and I can do whatever I want. I'm a student athlete. Am I just David Goggins it through? Well, let me tell you, that will lead you nowhere. Actually, that might be the worst decision you can make, because let me tell you, I have friends and people who I know who have told me, I did that choice. I chose to play even though I was supposed to rest, and that ended my career. And what does that tell you? It tells you that if you go and play after your injury, thinking you're more smart than the doctor who told you to rest, you're gonna get even worsely injured, And not only that, you'll end your own career. And you can't really blame the doctor because the doctor told you what to do. And I believe as a student athlete, you have still that commitment to your sport, to recovering. And you should be like taking it as a challenge. In the same way you take as a challenge training with your friends, improving your skills, take it as a challenge to rest and recover your ankle. And that's in my case. It might be your knee, it might be your arm, your finger even. You have that commitment to recovering, to continue your lifestyle as a student athlete. And so, these 6 weeks that I have, I'm gonna be resting my foot. I won't be just putting weight on it and testing it, because that's not what I'm supposed to do. My doctor said no support for 6 weeks, and then I'll have rehab and I'll be able to play again. It's way better to play for a whole season completely than just playing the final for an informal tournament, summer tournament, and ending my career there. There's no point. And I told you the same. There's no point in ending your career for a simple match that you can just sit out. Yeah, your team might lose that match, but it's way better for your team to have you in the future than have you for that match and not have you anymore. And as a student athlete, you should also focus on your studies. I just started back up school, so I've got things to do. I've got homeworks to complete. I've got student council to apply to. I've got a bunch of things to do as the school year starts again. And that's what I'm gonna focus on, because I'm a student and I'm an athlete. And so I have to complete both of my commitments with both activities. And that's what's gonna happen with me the whole completely, like, coming 6 weeks. And if you get injured, no matter the time the doctor tells you that you will be injured for, commit to that time, because it's for your better and the better of your injured limb or whatever you might get injured of. It's not for the doctor's better, because the doctor doesn't get anything if you don't do what he says, and he doesn't lose anything either. So it's just for your own sake. So just commit to both being a student and an athlete, and commit to your rest for your injured whatever you might have, and just focus on your school while you're out of the game as well. And that is something that you can do, because as a student athlete, you have that commitment to giving your 100%, as I've said in past videos. You have to give your 100% to your student duties. You have to give 100% to your athlete duties. And I believe part of those athlete duties is when you're injured, you listen to your doctor. You just listen and do what the doctor said, because the doctor does not win anything if you do or do not listen to whatever the doctor said. The one who wins something from listening to the doctor telling you to wait for 6 weeks, as it is in my case, is you. You're the one who's gonna recover. You're the one who's gonna care if you have a career to continue playing or not. And it's part of your commitment to be disciplined enough to obey. In the same way you obey your coach, you have to listen to the doctor, because he knows what he's talking about. He knows that you have those 6 weeks to recover, and that will recover you to the perfect spot where you'll be better, or even the same in our case, to where you were before. Because if you just don't heal, you David Goggins your way through any injury, you'll just terminate your career. I have friends and people whom I know who have ended their sports careers because they chose to David Goggins through their injuries. And that's just not what you do as a student athlete, because you have that commitment to recovering for your career's sake and not your own sake. And also, as a student, you can focus over there. Because when you're in season and you're playing, at least for me, with the times that I take to go train and go play and everything, I don't have time to do the homeworks. Sometimes I turn them in late, and yeah, it takes points off, but it keeps a good score at least. And even though it does take me time to do it outside of the required due date, it's just what happens. And now that I'm injured, I just have the time to focus on school 100% more and actually get my work done on time and focus on different extracurricular activities that I need to do. And that's what you should do also, because you are a student and you're an athlete. And yeah, that's gonna be all for today. Remember, I'm gonna be posting 2 to 3 times a week. I'll be posting daily reels. And if you have any topics you would like me to talk about, leave them down in the comments. And that's gonna be all. Just remember, do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. And Jesus Christ loves you, and He's the only way to heaven. Peace. Mwah.